Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, dear attendees, from the UAE, we send our regards and greetings to this land that has given so much. And through this opening message, I would like to deliver a message from my heart. When I was asked to deliver this speech in this great event, the challenge was to present an old but new topic. It's old because it started since the beginning of humanity. And religions and prophets came in order to instill these values, in order to open the doors of knowledge and to reach ultimately to one of three: either a scientist, an educated person, or an ignorant person. And today, the track-in shows that the collaboration, and for many reasons, the exasperation of poverty and ignorance and crises, all of this adds to the big problem. Also, for challenges to emerge before countries, especially in the field of education. And this is why we have to focus on three main topics. First, legislations. The second would be raising awareness. And facilities. The third is facilities. Legislations, if you want any system, any ecosystem to continue and to be sustainable, it has to be based on legislations that would govern it. And what we notice is that many societies that has an infestation of illiteracy and no compulsory education. I worked in this field for about a quarter of a century, and I participated in many events and forums as well as field works. And I applaud the pioneering role and leadership role of the UAE in this field, for they have exerted great efforts in order to achieve all the success that they have. All of this because of the plannings and legislations as well as programs that have been implemented in order to have tangible results, enabling the government to have preemptive processes and actions. And this is why it managed to apply its policies, educational policies, because of their legislations. The second point, which is raising awareness, and it's based on well-studied and investigated plans in order to utilize all the available tools that would vary from one country to another and one society to another, as well as from one environment to another. What we have witnessed is that there are some plans that don't correspond to the field, and this is why these programs would not be a success. They need to be modified. It's very important that the environment is taken into consideration when programs and initiatives are launched. This is why we have to have collaborative efforts between the media, the education sector, the government, and other relevant entities in order to overcome the obstacles that face them. The multimedia should be part of this because they need to disseminate this message to all. The success leads to overcoming difficulties. Now, the other point is the educational facilities. Although we could say that preparing the human being is more important than the place. But still, you have the institutions that have been built in order to accommodate these students. We have to focus on this. There are many demands and requirements, such as the curricula. But the priority is the teacher. If the teacher is not well prepared and is not chosen carefully, he will be like an amateur, not someone professional performing his duties. There are many outcomes that have been resulted in using amateurs in teaching. It's very important that we focus on the educator rather than the teacher, because the educator has a message to deliver and he is well entrusted with it. As for the teacher, he's focusing on delivering information, and he is trying to lead to the graduation of these students. But still, the facilities are important. In my opinion, if these aspects do not fulfill all the requirements of the students, of the learner and his family, it will be useless and ineffective. In addition to this, you need incentives. All of these, even if they are available, if the teachers do not have incentives and the ability to earn their living through this job, this is a requirement for all human beings. And this is why 3 requirements are a must: security and safety, food and health. When you build a righteous human being, life will be a positive atmosphere to live in. And now we are here under one roof, where intellectuals and academics and educators come here to put the well-being of the students, of the individual, before all the rest. It is a duty that should be carried out by all countries. All efforts should be collaborative. All countries should work hand in hand in order to achieve this, especially with regards to teaching and educating girls. Some reasons that hinder girl teaching is the poverty. This is a problem that cannot be resolved without providing the means of living to these families. Another problem is traditions and old-fashioned values that would prevent or prohibit the families from enrolling their girls in schools. This is why it's very important for the governments to put in place plans that will encourage enrollment of girls in schools. This is also contingent to proper planning, and it needs long-term planning without focusing on the outcomes before setting the preparatory road. You always have to put the requirements and the needs of the learner, regardless of how difficult the path is. Sound planning and providing the opportunities for those who seek education and seek this knowledge acquisition will only be achieved through the work of all the concerned parties. And from this platform, I would like to wish all of you all the success in your efforts, because everything that is issued here on the UAE soil is beyond their recommendations, because they are very keen, very keen on the most important asset in the world, which is the human being. I would also like to express my thanks to Dubai Cares and to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai, the Prime Minister, Deputy Vice President of the UAE. Also to Dr. Tariq Al Gharq, the CEO of Dubai Cares, for all the efforts that have been exerted here. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.